Hi there, it's Tracy. I'm the Passionate Spinner. This is my podcast, or a sort of podcast. I think it's episode 146. I'm not quite sure because I haven't done this in a while. I said I wanted to do this about every 10 days and it just never happens. So I got a little kick in the butt from my friend Eleanor. So Eleanor, thank you. You are the reason why I'm here today. And I have about 20 minutes time because stuff. So I've decided not to do a real podcast where I do, my usual go through everything. But what I did instead was I brought the 3 finished sweaters that I have done since the last real podcast I did. So I'm going to talk about those and that's it. Everything else I'm going to talk about another time. The only other thing I want to talk about, and I'm doing this in the front so everybody will hear, I opened a Patreon. I know. I always said I would never do that. And then this year I thought a lot about myself and I decided that I am worth stuff. I'm not unworthy of everything. And I know shit and I'm good at teaching. So I have decided to open a Patreon because I ultimately realized that I never wanted to do it because I was afraid of rejection and afraid of no one being interested. So yeah, I opened a Patreon. I'm gonna link it down below if you're interested. So let's talk sweaters. The first sweater I finished since I last spoke with you is the Festive Doodle by Caitlin Hunter. This is a paid for pattern on Ravelry. And I knit this using Regia tweed. I have talked about all of the yarn, what I substituted and how I changed the pattern to fit what I had in an extra small episode that I uploaded here. And just to make it clear again, I used 5 colors instead of 4. And I'm pretty sure the total cost for this sweater without the pattern was 27 euros plus the pattern. So that's about 35 and it's full of hair. That's why I'm picking on it because, I lose it like crazy. So yeah, this is the Festive Doodle by Caitlin Hunter. It's my first completed fingering weight all over stranded knitting sweater for myself. And I absolutely love it. I started this, I think on August 2nd and finished on August 28th. Something like that. And it was just so much fun. I never thought that I would knit a fingering weight all over color work, but here we are. It's gorgeous. It turned out so beautiful and I'm really happy with it. The only thing I'm not too happy with it about with this sweater is it's very tight. Not cannot leave the house tight, but tighter than I would love, but ultimately I could not have knit a larger size because I didn't have enough yarn. So it fits, it's not like, it's not shapewear, but it's close fitting instead of loose fitting, which would have been my ideal, but oh well. Now let's fold that up again. Then onto the next sweater, which I have not talked about at length yet. So I knit myself a Love Note. It's the Love Note sweater by Tin Can Knits. As all Tin Can Knits patterns, this comes in a size newborn to 5XL adult, I think. It's a gigantic size range. The pattern is paid for on Ravelry and it looks like this. This is my version. The Love Note is knit with a fingering weight yarn held double with a mohair silk. And that's what I did for this one. The fingering weight yarn that I used was from Northbound Knitting. It's a 50-50 merino silk blend. I had 2 skeins of it and they were a gift from my friend Linda. And yeah, this is so pretty. They were silver with a bit of this cognac-y brown and some darker browns and some yellows. And I've decided to go with brown for the contrast or the, complementing mohair silk. And I found this wonderful cognac colored mohair silk. It's from Lana Grossa. And like I said, the fingering weight yarn was a gift and the Lana Grossa yarn is €8 a skein, and I used 3.5 skeins of that. So that makes what? €28 for the sweater, because fingering weight was a gift, so I don't count that. Plus the pattern, again, around 35. And it's absolute perfection. I used 1.5 skeins of the fingering weight and 3.5 skeins of the mohair. So yeah, I love it. I can see why so many people are knitting more than one of these. I went for the cropped version, plus I think 5 centimeters. I did it a bit longer than the cropped, but shorter than the longer version. And 3/4 length sleeves, because this is definitely something to layer, you know. It's under, I think it's around 220 grams, but it is so freaking warm. Mohair is just, makes me sweat. So yeah, like I said, I love it. It's the love note. You knit this on a 6mm needle, so it's super quick, super fast. And I would knit this again, definitely. I might do that soonish, actually. And for this one, there's pictures up of me wearing both of these on Instagram and on Ravelry. So if you use one but not the other, you still have one option where you can find everything you need to know. So I know I'm rushing, but like I said, I don't have a lot of time. So if I get this done quicker, I might talk about other stuff as well, but I didn't bring anything else. So the other sweater I finished recently was for my son, because he is so knit-worthy and just so cute. He is obsessed right now with steam engines. And I found a pattern on the Filcolana website. It's a Danish yarn manufacturer, but the pattern comes in English. And it's called Foot, F-U-T, which is, I don't know, maybe it's the sound that steam engines make in Danish. I don't know. But this is my sweater. I mean, look at it. It's so freaking adorable. Now, for this sweater, the pattern calls for fingering weight yarn. I didn't use that. I used DK weight, which gave me a bit of a problem, because even the smallest sized fingering weight would have been way too big if I just knit that in DK. So I had to do a bit of math, and I had to do a bit of, you know, changing stuff. And it's still really big, you know. I mean, this will fit him properly, probably in 2 years, but he can wear it now. It's a bit long, but it's okay. So for this sweater, I used single skeins and leftovers from my stash. I did not buy anything for it. The pattern is free. So I estimated the, I did use some single skeins that I started specifically for this project. And I think I came up with like €14 of material cost for the new skeins that I started specifically for this sweater. Everything else was leftovers. So let's start at the bottom. The green, I used almost 2 skeins in total of Rowan 4-ply soft, which is discontinued. And I paid about €4 for one of those skeins, and I used 2. And I paired that with a leftover of a lighter green opal sock yarn. So those were held together for the green part. The orange and the brown for the tracks are leftovers from the Festive doodle. So these two here are the tracks, the train tracks. Again, fingering weight held double. Then the gray, the red, and the lighter gray, beigey color for the sleeves. They are Schachenmeier Original Wool 125, and I used 4 skeins, 2 of this gray, 1 of that gray, and 1 red. And I paid €1.50 for each. So that makes €6. Paired with the 8 from this, I get 14. So yeah, €14. What I had to do, I had to change the colorwork for the steam engine and the wagons, because I would not have been able to do it as written because I had less stitches, fewer stitches, not sure. But I think it turned out quite nice. I decided to leave a longer gap here to the side seam where the other wagon starts, so that the steam engine will be really in the front of the sweater and not just, you know, half visible from the front and half visible from the side. So I had a very long patch of no color work that I had to span over here, and I wove in the ends a bit in the back, or not the ends, the floats, but it looked not nice, so I decided to just embroider a headlight to make it disappear a bit. And my son also wanted me to embroider coal for the coal wagon, and then some steam for this. And because my husband, you know, this is a family project. My husband said, if you do the steam in the beige stripes from the sleeves, it will be in again and you can, you know, tie it together nicely. So that's what I did. So yeah, I did one steam engine, a coal wagon, then two normal wagons, another coal wagon, and two normal ones. And that made sure I could get all the way around with the tiny gap that I wanted. And yeah, it's knit not top down, it's knit bottom up. You knit the body, you knit the sleeves, and then you join it for a joined yoke, which is my absolute least favorite thing to do. Because whenever you start joining, the first few rounds after you attach the sleeves are just, I hate that. But yeah, this is what it looks like. It's stranded colorwork, it's not intarsia. And it was really fun to do. For the sleeves, I knew I didn't have enough of this color, which was, you know, originally I should have knit the sleeves in the dark gray here, but I couldn't. And I also didn't have enough of the lighter gray, beige color. So I striped it again. And this is a skein of Dropsfabel and a skein of Dropsnot, both in different shades of gray, held together for the stripes. So yeah, like I said, this whole sweater was put together with leftovers and a few single skeins. I did the math to convert it from fingering weight to DK weight. I did embroidery that the pattern does not call for to make it look even more lifelike. It, you know, I think it looks nice with the embroidery. And my son absolutely loves it. He would love to wear it day and night all the time, but I didn't allow him to wear it yet because I wanted to show it off as long as it looks nice, because he will wear this once and there will be pilling starting because he's 5 years old and he's a whirlwind. So yeah, here it is. I am so happy with how this turned out. The black, I didn't talk about the black yet. The black I used was a leftover of Dropsfabel that I held double. So yeah, this is my sweater and I absolutely love how it turned out. I think it's one of the best things I've made for Tim so far. Apart from the check skeleton sweater that I made last year. That also turned out really nice. So these are my 3 finished sweaters that I have for you for today. Now let's talk about a few other things, shall we? I have told you about my Patreon and about the reasons why I have decided to do it after all. I'm trying to post at least 2 things there a week, and I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy writing those posts and doing videos and stuff. So if you are interested, go over, check it out. The other thing I want to talk about is tomorrow night. Today's Friday, tomorrow is Saturday, the 10th of October. We will have a VKN. It's going to happen again, like always, at 9 p.m. German time. And there will be a link in the Ravelry group. If you cannot use Ravelry, you please contact me on Instagram and I can help you out with the link to the Zoom, the private Zoom meeting that I have. Then what I usually also talk about is mental health, and I'm not sure what to say. I still feel the best I have felt in years. And I hope it's going to stay that way, because on Sunday, on October 11th, is the anniversary of my dad's passing. It's been 3 years now, and it still hurts quite a bit, but it's not as bad as it used to be. It still sucks though. So I'm not sure. I hope I can manage to be okay on Sunday. And what else? I think that's it. I'm going to talk about everything else I have to talk about in my next episode, which I hope to record maybe this week, with all of my works in progress and my spinning. You heard that right. There's spinning. There's been lots of plying happening. And I want to talk to you about my new favorite show, TV show. Spoiler, it's the BBC version of The Musketeers that aired between 2014 and 2016. And it's fucking amazing. So I'm going to talk all about that in my next real episode. Eleanor, thanks again. This would not have happened without you. So I'm sorry for neglecting everything that has to do with the podcast for so long, but I actually needed a break to figure out what I want and what I feel like about all of this. So I'm back. I hope I will finally manage to record every 10 days or so. So yeah, I hope to see you soon. Maybe tomorrow at the VKN, maybe not. It's up to you. Okay, I'm going to stop now. No, nothing good will come after this. I hope you have a wonderful time and enjoy everything you do. Bye.